Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team
Hello, good
ban.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SKADI YPC SKADI. This is some of the last few remaining matches, and probably the last
Dire
for
team ban.
Kacang Gaming, as well as Team MiDorFeed. Quite the popular choice in the games in this tournament is most teams, whenever they get the first pick in the coin toss, they're gonna go with the second choice or either the last remaining choice.
10 seconds
And this
remaining.
will allow them
Radiant
to
team
pick
pick.
the last hero and most likely be able to counter, be able to pick the last counter.
Dire team pick.
Jakiro has always been a popular pick as well for many teams. It's quite an easy to use hero, and well, not to say that easy, it's probably a little bit difficult to land the ice path, but once it lands, it's able to
Dire
usually connect
team
onto
pick.
2 or 3 heroes, able to control quite a good and decent amount of the battlefield together with its damage over time. And here we see a response pick, the Shadow Shaman from Kacang Gaming, one of the better pushing heroes. Once you drop
10
the ultimate
seconds remaining.
with the Serpent Wards, you can just basically have a very nice
Radiant
and
team
safe
pick.
push. And the Juggernaut, straight away picking up one of Awing's comfort heroes in terms of playing carry. It's a very early review core carry and probably one of the uh, safer picks to pick because they want to secure the
10
Juggernaut
seconds
before the other
remaining.
team would
Radiant team ban.
decide to go for. And here they responded with a offlane Clockwork, and now they will proceed into the ban phase. The good thing about Clockwork is its ability to just jump right off the screen into the enemy, and
10 seconds
his
remaining.
main job is to isolate and to create space
5 seconds
during the
remaining.
team fight. So at the same time, it can help to isolate an enemy hero, where they
Dire
can just pick
team
him up
ban.
safely, or at the same time cause a lot of disarray in the team fight and force the enemies to just move around the cogs.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
MiDorFeed chooses to ban the sniper, one of an annoying hero to deal with. Probably not something that Kacang Gaming will go for as a mid. Uh, Especially when you're up against a Clockwork. Clockwork will easily find that sniper and just make short work of it. Kacang Gaming also bans out the Marcy. Marcy has been quite a terrifying hero to deal with, even as a support, not really needing that many items. Marcy can help to disjoint, displace, and even help to stun or even provide a lot of damage and heal to the support carry.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
And they choose to ban out the Timbersaw, and now we're gonna go with the next pick for Kacang Gaming.
Radiant team pick.
They decide to go with the Vengeful Spirit. That is the last remaining support. Very good abilities, able to either initiate with the swap or either to save a core to prevent or actually to allow your core to get into a better positioning after losing its initial position. Its real purpose is to displace heroes and pretty much end up dying after that. but even the illusion itself can be quite useful after a while, should the hero decide to just stay in place.
Radiant team pick.
Razor.
And MiDorFeed decides to go with the Razor. Razor is a very good laner, especially against carries. If he plays the off lane or even in the mid lane, Razor is usually the one dominating the farm, because he will just naturally chase the enemy hero out of the lane with its chain link,
5 seconds
the static link. Losing out on all the damage and transferring it over to Razor will just make his right clicks a little bit more painful, whereas the enemy hero would have diminishing damage in right clicks.
Dire team pick.
Void incarnate.
And MiDorFeed decides to go with the Void Spirit. This is an interesting mid laner. Very, very bursty kind of magic damage that can come out from the Void Spirit. If Juggernaut is not careful enough, especially with the sudden silence, it may just turn the fight around.
5 seconds remaining.
Void Spirit usually makes short work of the supports. And here, Kacang Gaming decides to go with the Puck. Very, very good Puck players are very, very interesting and also amusing to watch. Especially such an elusive hero in the hands of a good player can become really, really hard to catch and can put a lot of pressure around the map, as well as extremely purposeful in team fights. With the Dream Coil, it just keeps a lot of the players in place. So what they really need to follow up with Puck is somebody that has a good amount of AoE control, AoE damage. Most likely maybe the
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team back.
can go with the Tidehunter at least. I was gonna think of Jakiro, but Jakiro is already on the other side. Yeah, basically you need a hero that deals a lot of damage over time in a particular area. Maybe less rock though.
10 seconds remaining.
It can be quite useful. Yeah, less rock really just wants people to stay in place or stay beside him while he unleashes his ultimate, the Pulse Nova. Really deals a lot of AoE damage. So the Puck here can be basically an offlaner, and also can play mid. So it offers a bit of versatility to Kacang Gaming should they choose to play either a mid Puck. But against the Void Spirit, it might be a little bit difficult. But then again, it all comes down to the mid heroes' skills and abilities to play their heroes properly. MiDorFeed has yet to reveal their carry, so Kacang Gaming has decided to ban out the Ursa. It might has the potential to actually snowball if the Ursa gets out of control, especially with their lineup, the Void Spirit and the Razor, as well as the Clockwork. It can get out of control very, very quickly with this snowball. So Kacang Gaming is probably thinking of banning out a very, very potential hard carry. We really haven't seen anything like Terrorblade, but they decide to go and ban out the Lifestealer. Lifestealer is a good choice as a ban because it has the potential to jump into Clockwork or even the Void Spirit and just be able to get in up and close and latch onto their target. But instead they went with the Bristleback. This might mean that they could have a carry Razor or even run the Bristleback as a carry. This is a very much a mid-game lineup that MiDorFeed is trying to run.
10 seconds
And they're looking to take over the game within 15 to 20 minutes.
5 seconds remaining.
For Kacang Gaming, they might face a bit of a problem here because they don't really have that much damage to take down the Bristleback in time or as much. And it could get out of control because the Vengeful Spirit doesn't really fare that well against a Bristleback. Neither does the Shadow Shaman, unless they can control him really well. But at the same time, if you're controlling a Bristleback, then you're letting the Void Spirit, you're letting the Razor go to town on your heroes. And Kacang Gaming, this might just be the perfect counter for Bristleback, especially with the Nether Toxin and the second skill of Viper can just break the Bristleback's back and making him from a porcupine becoming a squishy tofu. And here we see Wang on the puck. Usually Wang plays the carry, and we might just be able to see a carry puck, possibly. Janinja is usually plays mid, or they just might be swapping their roles, and Janinja is just going to be carry anyway, and puck will be the one. I mean, Wang is going to be the one that's playing mid. Okay, we are underway, and Void Spirit will be played by Sweet and Salty. Okay, that's the mid player Void, and Wang on the puck. Okay, to start it off, we have Dreamers on the side of MiDorFeed playing the Razor. Veilicious is playing the support Jakiro, and then we have playing on the Bristleback is Duckling. For the offlane, Clockwork will be played by Squall GR. And last but not least is your Sweet and Salty will be playing on the mid Void Spirit. On the other side of the map, we have for Kacang Gaming is Janinja. He is playing the carry Juggernaut. And Raja Sate playing the support Shadow Shaman. Toyodoya on the offlane Viper. Cat and Dog playing the support, helping out Toyodoya. And he will be on the Vengeful Spirit. Last but not least, we have Wang on the mid lane puck. And here they've already dropped a mid ward very early in the game. And 4 heroes are from MiDorFeed are already posturing themselves to take the top river rune. There will be no contest on either side, and yep, Wang is just gonna wait in the tree line, probably to spot out any of the heroes from MiDorFeed to just run over to the runes. No contest from either side, and they're all gonna play it safely, with 80 gold going to both teams from the bounty rune. Wang delivering a very nice block. Sweet and Salty is just doing just fine as well, but he might just lose out the block war, and it pretty much gives Wang a little bit more advantage, but Sweet and Salty is just gonna mess that up a little bit. On the top lane, it's gonna be, oh, there goes an early observer ward. And Squall GR is taking a lot of damage as well. He's already using the battery assault. Not gonna do much. Not yet. So 2 melee heroes from the side of MiDorFeed up against Janinja and Raja Sate. If they're not too careful, easy shackle onto one and Janinja will start spinning away. Oh my goodness, all these crews are just getting stuck onto him. No magic stick yet on the side of Kacang Gaming, especially when dealing with the Bristleback. There should be one on the way, not yet. Instead, Wraith Ban is just coming from the courier. Dreamer's taking a lot of punishment from Toyodoya, but Toyodoya has already expended half of his mana in order to use the poison attack. And here we see Janinja already going onto the Bristleback. Bristleback has already used the Fairy Fire, trying to stay alive as much as possible. The Crew Spray, is it enough? He got creep block, and that will allow Janinja to just right click him down. Moss, the Squall GR, managed to use the cogs and try to keep Janinja in place. I believe the battery assault has run out, and just one more hit. Not enough for Squall GR to take the revenge kill after noticing his teammate Duckling has died, and now is back to the lane fresh and ready to go. Magic Stick already being queued up in Janinja's inventory, and he will receive it in about 1 minute after the courier has landed. So first blood going in the way of Kacang Gaming. Every time it starts off with a little disable and then finishes with a nice blade spin from the Juggernaut. Mid lane, Sweet and Salty, using the Magic Stick, and that will bring him to a little bit of safety, but if he's not careful, oh, misses the Remnant, not able to get Puck into the tower range, and they will just exchange blows after that. On the bottom lane, Cat and Dog is already level 3, Vialicious is just level 2. And we see the top of the net worth is Janinja on the Juggernaut. Now he's being harassed with the battery assault, but as I said, that Janinja is going into his Blade Fury spin, and he not able to secure the kill onto Squall, GR, and Rajasate might just be pushing himself a little bit too far despite not having any mana. 4 Crew Spray stacks already on Janinja. He has to back away a bit. And now that he has used the magic one, he will pop and get back some health from the healing salve. Bristleback now topping the net worth after getting quite a number of good last hits and forcing Janinja out of the lane. But now he is without any regen items. He's trying to go for the Ring of Health, but that will be about 2 more creeps, and he missed that last hit. Hopefully he will be able to get this last one, but it will put him in a bit of danger. A good thing that Squall is over there to assist him. Static link onto Doya. Not gonna last for 2 seconds. And that will allow him to just get 13 attack damage. To not much avail. Both heroes at top lane are looking pretty healthy, just a little bit of mana shortage for the Bristleback. And here he's gonna try to reserve the stacking of Crew Sprays now that Janinja has already picked up a magic wand.
Little is missing.
They start off with a Shackle onto Squall GR, not gonna follow up with any Blade Spin, just gonna poke. Puck is slightly winning the lane against Sweet and Salty. But they're very close neck and neck. Both teams throwing out harassments here and there, but they're not really trying to dive or commit. Instead, they're just gonna focus on getting as much farm as possible. And we see mid lane, both heroes have already hit level 6. This might be a potential to kill, and yes, he has actually popped. Oh, but the Fairy Fire allows him to just live for a second, and Elwing, he will not be successful on getting the kill on Sweet and Salty. That was very, very close.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But it will force Sweet and Salty to back away from the lane, and now the tower is being pressured. Puck
Middle
is
missing.
going to look for the rune, but instead he decides to go for the top bounty rune. That will be a little bit far off. On the bottom lane, however, Toyodaya pushing himself forward. It seems that Vialicious is gonna be in trouble. He's gonna be slowly trickling down, and that damage will be enough to finish him off. Toyodaya might be next if he's not too careful, but he's being slowed down. Razor Dreamers. He cannot close the gap, and Toyodaya is thinking of making a comeback from that, but instead, Dreamers will just decide to bail out as he is not able to avenge his former teammate. I mean, the former hero. On the top lane, however, SKADII has managed to isolate Raja Sate and delete him with his battery assault. Viper going with the 1 and 3. So 3 points into the first. Uh-oh. Getting stunned. The Ice Path beautifully connecting on the 2, stopping the advances of Cat and Dog and Toyodoya. Now, there needs to be some sort of regen for Dreamers to allow him to get back into the lane and farm. But here, we see a rotation from Awing. He spots out Squall, uses the first skill, reduces him out to half life. He's gonna pop the ultimate of Puck. The spin is enough to finish off Squall, and now he will have to deal with Bristleback, but a response coming out from Sweet and Salty. Gonna try to turn this around. We see the healing ward already coming out, and a nice hex stopping Sweet and Salty from finishing off the healing ward, and that will be able to allow them to just get out scot-free. But the Bristleback somehow manages to survive. It's just so hard to take him down, especially with the Crew Spray. And the Bristleback. Toyodoya is thinking about going for the Dragonlance. That will allow him to get more range, and hopefully he'll be able to stack up the poison attack. He is saving up on the Nether Toxin, hopefully for Bristleback later on, but Violicious decides to go from the back and he's in no man's position. Totally in a very, very bad position to be taking on 2 heroes from the back when there's barely any help from Dreamers, or they're not in a good position to take the fight at all. And very much it does a free kill going to the way of Toyodoya. We see a scuffle in mid lane as they try to go for the Yurun, and Sweet and Salty is going to be successful in nagging that. At the top lane, they're going to try and hold down the Bristleback as much as they can. However, it will just end up in wasting their mana, as Bristleback is going to be just fine. He has now picked up the infused raindrops. Oh, however, his back is now facing the Juggernaut, and this is gonna be quite a problem. And the Omni Slash would be able to just finish off the job onto Duckling. A little bit too cocky over there for Duckling to try to be the boss, but he ends up being bossed around by the Juggernaut. Sweet and Salty probably doing some shopping, and he's waiting for the courier to deliver his items. On the top lane, we see a round 3. But bottom lane, however, Squall managed to have a successful kill onto Toyodoya. And Awing with the Dream Coil has been popped, and that caused Squall to just fall to the ground, and Dreamers will stay buried by Awing as well. Is it enough? No, it got stunned. The Ice Path is going to be totally whipped, but Sweet and Salty with the nice swift slash of the Astro Step, able to catch onto 2, nabbing himself a double kill straight onto both the Vengeful Spirit and Puck. Excellent rotation and counterplay by Awing. But Sweet and Salty is able to do a lot better than that. However, the top lane, Duckling is just doing
bottom tower is under
a
attack.
lot of pushing by himself and is being ganked and outmanned by both Rajasate and Janinja. The combo together able to hold him down is really hard to get away from such a nasty duo.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Middle is missing. I amplify my impact.
Now the Squall has the hook shot. He is in a bit of trouble against Janinja. He needs to hook shot away. He decides not to. Instead, now that Rajasate is left without any disables, the Ice Path is not going to connect, but it will be able to finish the job for Duckling as he grabs the kill onto Rajasate. Janinja is just going to TP away to the jungle and he will safely farm over there. Ooh. Clockwork TPing to the top. He really wants to make some trouble. Bottom lane is going to leave the Razor behind Dreamers all by his lonesome against the quite high level Cat Dog and level 7 Toyodoya. On the mid lane, however, we see a jump in by Awang, but he's just gonna zip out to safety. And top lane, nicely done. They're gonna commit everything onto Rajasate. And he probably will take out to the DOT, but at the same time Squall will give his life away. And diving under tower, Violicious is pretty much inside. At the same time, Vengeful Spirit will give her life at the exchange of allowing the Bristleback to fall to the hands of Janinja.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Illusion.
Heavy wars atop, but at the same time it's allowing Jugger to get a huge boost in the net worth as he will be the last man standing of those fights.
Radiant's middle
Puck first
tower
item to
is
get
under
is the
attack.
Wishblade. He will then go for the Boots of Travel.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
Double fortification coming up from MiDorFeed. He's gonna try to hook but fails to hook. Just a nice sidestep from our wing, and that would be unsuccessful. And the top lane, however, Rajasate really wants to defend this lane and decides to drop the Serpent Ward. Questionable decision. And what is... oh, okay, Duckling decides to go in. And a nice call. Is able to catch onto two. Both of them inside there, but he will give up his life. And that is very unprecedented. But the healing ward will keep them alive. Instead, Sweet and Salty will pop the Dream Coil, and we see another rotation for Dreamers. He's gonna be up against 3 heroes, however, if he decides to jump in. Even the healing ward is staying alive to just nicely heal the any advances of MiDorFeed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Bottom lane is open. Mid lane is also defenseless. It seems like
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
MiDorFeed is spending a lot of time
Radiant's
sleeping
bottom
in the
tower
fountain.
is under attack.
And as a
Radiant's
result, they
bottom
will
tower
lose
has fallen.
their second tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
In exchange, they're gonna try to take the top tower, and it will fall to the hands of the twin-headed dragon. Mid lane. Thinking about jumping in. Nice taunt. Is he able to... oh, he kind of missed the Astro step there. Otherwise, there would have been a chance. Now that Puck has barely lit any mana. but decided to play safe and not go and push his luck. Let's see how the Juggernaut is doing. He has a Yasha already picked up as well as a Maelstrom on his way to complete his Manta style. The Puck is very close to completing his boost of travel. And the Viper having the Vanguard as well as the Dragonlance, that makes him super tanky and really hard to take down, especially with his
Dire's
corrosive
middle
skin.
tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Great teamwork. Ambitious style.
Oh, we see an engagement onto mid. Our Wing, is he gonna fall? There's a lot of DOT damage onto him, but it will end up a 2-for-1 and possibly a third from MiDorFeed. Yes, it is. The Ninja able to clean up 2 of the straggling MiDorFeed players, taking out Duckling as well as Violicious. Nice ancient stacks here, up to 3 camps, allowing the Ninja to be able to farm a little bit more. With the healing ward keeping him alive as Cat and Dog will try to take the bottom lane and just wait it out. So we saw how good the Nether Toxin is, especially the Bristleback, rendering his third skill basically useless in team fights as that. And when we always perceive the Bristleback to be a very tough hero, he just turns into a very soft and squishy tofu. Blade Mail picked up by Squall. They spot out the Puck, but they don't have the necessary items to actually take him out. In fact, if they were to go on him with the hook shot, there's really nothing to hold him in place, as he would zip out very soon. Oh, and they decide to connect the Ice Path. Wang already using the orb. The blind hook shot not able to connect onto any, and they are able to spot him up but not able to catch him at all. That is a 4-man rotation, but they will spot out Toyadoya. They're gonna go on him instead. They break the swap, gonna get him away to safety. Cat and Dog is gonna trade his life away for Squall, and there's a 1-for-1 trade now. They're gonna TP in 2 other heroes in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Violicious still staying around. Okay, the team is not gonna back away, they're just gonna reposition themselves. And the healing ward is gonna make everybody healthy again. Would MiDorFeed continue to press and push the lane, or will they just go to other lanes and farm? Because now Puck having the boost of travel allows her to just teleport to other lanes and pressure them as much as she could. So here we see a response from MiDorFeed. In fact, they're gonna bring in 3 heroes to the top.
Double damage.
Also, the Wishblade picked up by the Void Spirit. Razor, thinking about it, decides best not to, as Toyadoya is lurking very nearby. The Ninja completed his Manta style. They're gonna try to force the game into their hands now that they're sitting comfortably with a 6k gold lead.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
as tribute.
Seems like Cat and Dog is gonna rush for the Wraith Pack. That will be the first item that's gonna come out of the Vengeful Spirit after she has already finished the Tranquil Boots. For the Shadow Shaman, with the Aether Lens picked up, that's gonna allow him to have a lot more range. And here we see from Kacang Gaming, they're already going into a smoke offense, and they're gonna mount into the top Radiant jungle. It's gonna be a pincer attack, but instead here Squall has already decided to go onto Janinja, but Squall is left by all himself, and Janinja will just counter it with a spin attack from the back. We see the Azal squad already going on to wipe out and clean up the rest of the crew, and here the only ones left that is the Bristleback on Duckling. He won't be able to make it out there alive as there is enough control, there's enough breaks, and they will make short work of Duckling and his teammates.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
The only ones that haven't joined the fight is the mid hero, which is Sweet and Salty, as he watched all his teammates accumulate their graves
Radiant's
in the
top
fountain.
tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is
Beautiful
under
hook
attack.
shot by Squall, but probably not somebody you want to be too close to, especially when the Juggernaut is there. And here, Kacang Gaming is already picking out the Roshan. They're gonna head straight into the Rosh Pit and try to take out the Rosh as fast as possible. With the healing ward, they should be able to sustain themselves, and they should be able to get this within the next 10 seconds or less. MiDorFeed knows about this, but they have no chance to respond at all. And without a fight in the Rosh Pit, the ninja will secure the Aegis as a second life for him. And here, straight they go down the mid lane. Is Team Kacang. Tyrion is already jumping in, but easily zipping back out. The Ice Path is not gonna connect onto anyone, it will just scare them away, and they will continue to push onto mid with Janinja leading the way. Ice Path again, just to scare them away. And here they recognize they're not really doing a lot of work here. Instead, they'll find Duckling out, and they're gonna try to go on him, but instead that might be too dangerous, as eventually MiDorFeed will be hindering into them. But Janinja decides to stay on and is able to launch an Omni Slash to himself to safety after he has finished the job of dealing with Squall. The rest of Kacang Gaming is gonna hang out and make camp in the top Radiant jungle. They're gonna put a ward there, notice that there are many other wards, and just gonna keep themselves under the guise of the night. Mid lane, however, Aweng already jumping with the Dream Coil, gonna catch onto one. Is Sweet and Salty gonna get out there? Yes, he is. With a nice combination, he will get back home to safety. Duckling going forward. Puck with a response. The Ice Path again, not gonna connect onto anyone. They have the vision, but they don't have the counters. Kacang Gaming playing very, very clinical here. They're taking assets after assets, and they're making most use of the map as much as they can. And here they'll take out the outpost, and their next objective will be the bottom tower. Kaya, and most likely a Sage and Kaya going out for the Aweng. That's his inventory that's being queued up right now. Choya Doya is gonna be making the Gleipnir very soon. And recognizing that they cannot take the fight, MiDorFeed is deciding to just spread the map and maximize their
Radiant's
farm,
bottom tower has fallen.
as they allow the tier 2 to go uncontested against Kacang Gaming. BKB already picked up on the Razor, but do they have the damage to follow up? That is the main question. As the Razorback has been a little bit underwhelming, especially in the team fights, not able to dish out enough burst damage or even right clicks. As Juggernaut, your ninja, is really doing so much work.
Dire's middle tower
Ice Path to show. Nice rocket flare, showing a little bit of vision. Ice Path finally connecting onto one, onto two. And now they'll drop the super ones. This will allow them to safely pressure the tower. Jakiro already letting out the macro pyre. They're trying to finish off Janinja, and that would let away his second life. Razor has already popped his BKB, but the hook shot is missed. The swap will allow the Razor to be popped, and as a result, Razor and the Vengeful Spirit will trade lives for that. But at the same time though, Duckling is being controlled, and he will fall under the safety of the tower. Now the healing one is popped. This will bring their HP all the way back up to full, and Duckling, this might just end up being a dieback, but a very nice Ice Path able to stop the two, but it will not be to any use, as MiDorFeed has already lost 3 of their heroes. There's really no stopping the forces of Kacang Gaming from taking down the bottom racks already, as they do not have enough heroes to mount their defense.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire are scanning. Radiant's bottom
And here Kacang Gaming gives very little care on the positioning of their heroes, as they will take bottom lane of racks very easily with a nice comfortable lead of 17,000 gold, and they will back away to the other lanes and maintain pressure elsewhere. Janinja is pretty much sitting twice as much net worth as the core Bristleback Duckling. That is very alarming. It's in fact also twice as much compared to the Razor. That is also very alarming and very worrying. With the Aghanim picked up on the Void Spirit, that will allow him to have his Resonant Pulse to be able to silence, as well as to have two charges? Is that what it says? Yeah, 2 charges. This Bristleback needs to get big, and he needs to get big fast, but that's gonna be tough, especially if they cannot take down the Juggernaut, and especially the Puck, which is gonna be really hard. Squall TPing in after noticing Cat and Dog. It takes quite a while, but instead Wing responds with a jump in, but no, they're gonna try to go in onto Cat and Dog first. The Dream Coil catching into 2, they're not gonna pop anyone, but it's gonna make them stay into the Nether Toxin. That's a lot of damage coming out. In fact, they will end up wiping out both the heroes, and Puck is gonna continue the offense to catch any stragglers. Strain and Salty trying to cover their tracks, but Violicious is just way too far out from the base, and she will end up falling to the hands of a Wing. So if you were to ask me, okay, what should we do if we're on team MiDorFeed? Well, I say 5 heroes get Dagon. You just need to stun your ninja with the Ice Path, and everybody go in and just Dagon him to death. That should be able to finish him off, and then your whole team back away as fast as possible. You do that about 5 times, and hopefully you will be able to climb at least 2k or reduce the goal difference by quite a bit. Okay, realistically, I think Sweet and Salty is the only one that is able to push lane safely, especially with his elusive mechanics. For Bristleback, you're gonna need to mount 4 heroes with him. But he's really getting bullied by the puck. Wang jumping in, nice. Lots of damage. But they cannot maintain the silence on him. Instead, Juggernaut will try to jump in onto the Bristleback and he will take out Duckling with a very nice Omni Slash. Taking out a core right away. Squall is trying to save his teammate, not able to. And they will be gone upon. Puck catching the Dream Coil with 2. Realicious will pop it and end up losing her life. And as well as Dreamers will end up dreaming as he will fall to the ground by Wang.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Things are looking pretty dicey for the side of MiDorFeed. And slowly but surely, it seems that Kacang Gaming is going to close in on MiDorFeed's base.
Radiant's
And
top
it's really
tower
not
is under
leaving them with many options. Wang has been stellar on his puck, and it's really troublesome to deal with a puck, especially when you don't have enough disables. SKADII being chased down by the Blade Fury, and he will be caught and dead. The Ice Path able to connect onto 2, but only temporarily slowing down the offense. Duckling taking a lot of punishment from the poison attacks. Ice Path connecting nicely onto Ninja, but there's no burst damage, and the Dream Coil solo onto Sweet and Salty, and they manage to get the Shackle onto him and will finish him off. In fact, Duckling will also end up falling after being broken in the Nether Toxin area. That is a huge area, by the way. The Aether Remnant catching back Toyodoya, and the Ice Path catching onto Wang, the silence onto him. There is no burst damage again, no follow-up. Cat and Dog swapping in via Licious in a very bad position for her right now, and she will end up falling. The BKB already being popped by Dreamers, able to finish off the Cat and Dog, but the rest of the teammates from Kacang Gaming is able to just clean up after that. And the GG is caught by MiDorFeed. And that is pretty much game 1. A very convincing win by Kacang Gaming over MiDorFeed in the first game with a 31k gold lead. And yeah, stellar performance by Wang on the puck as well as Ninja on the Juggernaut. They're able to control both their lanes with good advantages leading and bringing them into the mid game and eventually seal the deal onto the bottom racks, and the top racks was just a bonus. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 10-minute break and then we'll resume after the break for game number 2 between MiDorFeed and Kacang Gaming.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to SKADII, YPC's Dota tournament, where we see 7 teams battle it out together. And here we are still in a group stage setting, but we are playing the final few games for the remaining teams. And basically, the top 4 of the group stage will advance towards the finals as they battle for the 3rd and 4th placing. And also, the top 2 spots will battle for the 1st and 2nd placing in the tournament. And here we see both teams starting off with the bans with basically only one respect ban, however, from Kacang Gaming, as they will choose to ban out the Jakiro, one of MiDorFeed's very much go-to heroes to play with. And here MiDorFeed immediately responds with the Juggernaut after seeing the Shadow Shaman being picked up. And now the Crystal Maiden, and this is most likely going to be Vialicious hero. So again, when MiDorFeed is given the coin toss and they got the first choice, they choose to go with the second pick, and this will allow them to grab the last hero of the game.
Radiant team ban.
And Kacang Gaming decides to go with the Invoker. Always nice to see Invoker lineup, especially if we have really good players and very fast fingers. We can see a very nice array of spells being dished out. Kacang Gaming decides to ban out the Bristleback, another respect ban. Hopefully they just don't want to deal with the same heroes over and over again, and they really want to see the abilities of MiDorFeed's players to be able to stretch their variety in hero lineup.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
A lot of teams have always chosen to ban out the Slug. It's really a hero that's annoying to deal with, especially in the hands of a good player that just allows the hero to purge himself of any debuffs and then be able to disjoint itself. And once it's out of sight from any enemy, it will regen its HP and then able to just come back into the fight once he feels healthy enough. So both teams have already reviewed one of their cores and one support. That still leaves them a lot of versatility in order to work their way around the reserve time.
Dire team ban.
And Kacang Gaming will choose to ban out the Primal Beast, and as a response, they will take out the Faceless Void. Faceless Void is a very good combination of the Invoker, especially once you have a very nice Chrono onto 3-4 heroes. Then here comes Invoker's Catastrophe, is that what it's called? The one where you have multiple Sunstrikes raining down on all the heroes, and that will just end up in a huge amount of damage, especially if the Invoker decides to go for a Refresher build. Cataclysm, yeah, that was the word.
Radiant team pick.
And MiDorFeed will go with a very soft heroes as support. The Crystal Maiden and Lion are generally easy to beat down heroes, but if they are left uncontrolled, then they will basically be the ones controlling your heroes instead. Kacang Gaming decides to go with the Ogre Magi, a very tough and melee support hero, able to deal quite a decent amount of controls, especially with the Ignite, slowing down enemy heroes, and the Stun, if you're lucky enough, the multicast will hold down the enemy hero in a decent amount of time. Plus, he has very good survivability, at least for 1 second longer than the Lion and the Crystal Maiden combined. Kacang Gaming taking their time to take the 4th pick in their lineup.
Dire team pick.
And they will go with tanky Watermelon, the Tide Hunter. Kacang Gaming has a good mix of team fight as well as survivability in their lineup.
10 seconds
Whereas
remaining.
MiDorFeed, pretty much bursty but soft tofu
5
heroes.
seconds remaining.
It's very starky difference.
Void
And they will pick up the Void Spirit again. Most likely the comfort hero of Sweet and Salty.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
MiDorFeed betting out the Medusa. Excellent
Dire
choice.
team ban.
Otherwise we're gonna see another 40-minute game. And Kacang Gaming decides to ban out the Dragonite, a very tanky hero, which is something that MiDorFeed is very much lacking right now.
Dire team pick.
And the last pick for Kacang Gaming's team will be Morphling, a strong and versatile hero that is able to adapt to the battlefield depending on what the MiDorFeed lineup has. Especially if their non-ultimate abilities are very good, then Morphling will be the one
10
gladly
seconds
stealing
remaining.
or replicating their abilities for his better use.
5 seconds remaining.
MiDorFeed having the last pick for the game overall will be sitting comfortably in a 2-minute timing reserve to be able to just narrow down the possibilities of what would be the best counter for Kacang Gaming's lineup. MiDorFeed really needs something that is able to stand in the battlefield long enough to cover the lines and to prevent Kacang Gaming from rushing head-on into the Crystal Maiden and Lion. Especially the Morphling is able to cut the distance with the waveform. And the right-click damage is gonna deal a decent amount to Crystal Maiden and both Lion as well. And they will pick the Elder
Now select
Titan.
your heroes.
Elder Titan has always been regarded as one of the best counters to Morphling, able to turn that huge armor from Morphling into 0 with his natural order aura. And they will allow Duckling to play the offlane Elder Titan. So Morphling, usually being the greedy kind of hero, he will try to morph all his strength into his agi, leaving him with very little HP to begin with, and Elder Titan will just be able to right-click a lot of that damage into Morphling after the natural order is able to take effect and reduce all that natural armor into natural zeroness of the Morphling. Interesting picks. A few of them are quite fresh in this tournament. And yeah, we're gonna see most likely a very interesting game too, coming up from both sides of the teams. Elder Titan is facing the wrong way, but he's got a nice back. This time on the side of the Radiant will be Kacang Gaming, and here we have Janinja playing the Invoker. He's already putting points into the Exort and preparing a Sunstrike just to have a little bit of vision onto the enemy team. Playing the support will be Raja Sate on the Shadow Shaman and Awang on the Morphling. Here on the Big Boy Watermelon will be Toya Doya on the Tidehunter.
This pleases me to
And the
no
two-headed ogre for cat and dog will be on the ogre magi. On the other side of the map, we have Dreamers playing the Juggernaut, a very, very popular pick throughout this tournament. Regardless whether it's picked or banned, we will see him in almost every game. And on to the Elder Titan will be Duckling, and here we already see a smoke gank coming out from Team MiDorFeed. They're gonna play this offensively right now. And as we go along, their smoke is going to be broken, and they will spot out two heroes. They will catch on to Rajasati, the Shadow Shaman, a nice follow-up stun, and a Blade Assault to spin it all the way, and Rajasati kind of jukes it all out, but they will not be enough to save him as he will fall to the hands of Sweet Salty and giving the first blood right away. Are they not going to stay for the bounty rune? Let me resume my introductions. So on the Crystal Maiden is Vialicious. Squall GR this time will be playing the Lion. And last but not least, we have Sweet Salty putting out that Observer Ward, and he will have mid on the Void Spirit. It's always not the end of the world when you lose a few bounties. It's also not the end of the world when you lose first blood. It basically comes down to how do you win the lanes and how do you play off the mid game. We see an early Blade Spin coming up from Dreamers, reducing Toyodoya to already half-life, and that would put Toyodoya in a little bit beefy positions. At the same time, Squall GR has pressed his luck, and now he's running around with only 49% HP against Rajasati. They're trading hits, but generally, you are going to be losing the trading battle if Shadow Shaman is the one that you're trading with because he's right-click damage, but that is just pushing his luck too much because this Duckling just come in and whack with his hammer and allowing the Lion to just right-click down the Shadow Shaman.
firm denial.
Rajasati laughing it off as he knew clearly that he has made the mistake of pushing his luck. Squall gonna rush that Tranquil Boots. He will secure it, but he's pretty much low on mana right now. He will need to drain some mana from the creeps if he's able to. And yes, that is just what he will do. Juggernaut is gonna be using the Blade Spin, the Blade Fury, just to dodge that Ignite from Cat and Dog. I think that is a very nice trade. If I were Cat and Dog, that would be a very nice trade. Because Blade Fury is not cheap. It's 120 mana. And Ignite is basically just 80 mana. Duckling just going to town, dropping the hammer on all the heroes that he meet. As the top lane, Blade Fury being casted onto Toyodoya. He's in a little bit of a pickle as he being up. Okay, that's not gonna last very long, but it will bring Toyodoya down to about 25% HP. They're gonna try to go on Raja Sate. He will lose his life to the hammer of Duckling. There is a lot of damage coming from the bonus of the Astro Titan buff. Bottom lane, it was a 3-0 now. 2 of the kills going over to Duckling, in fact. Realicious just gonna use the Crystal Nova onto bunch of
Radiant's courier has been
leaves.
killed.
Oh, they even got a career. Just no mercy going at the bottom lane, man. Must be fun using the Lion. Especially when you can just stay in the lane with the mana drain and dish out more stuns. On the mid lane, both our heroes are just happily farming away, and we see that Sweet Salty is doing a lot better compared to the Invoker, as he is very much 800 gold difference, and that is probably thanks to the First Blood kill going his way. And top lane, however, we just missed a kill, and we can probably imagine how it happened. It's the same combination of the Crystal Nova as well as the Frostbite, I believe. And yep, that is pretty much the Blade Fury dealing so much damage. In fact, both of them did an equal amount of damage. And that pretty much ends the life of the big boy watermelon. Toyo Doya.
This'll come in handy.
Bottom lane, seeing a Scuffle. They're trying to go on Raja Sate again. 2 hits, 1 more hit, and that will finish the job. But is it for not? We see the life being traded as SKADII falls to the ground. The Sunstrike is not going to connect with the hero as it's not longer required. A 1-for-1 trade as both heroes ended up going to the fountain. Top lane, another Scuffle. They're trying to go on to Dreamers, but instead they'll turn their attention to Villagers, and she will get out there safely. On the mid lane, however, Sweet Salty has already reached level 6. He now has the access to the Astral Step. If their ninja is not careful, he will face a lot of damage coming his way. Bottom lane, however, Duckling going on to the Morphling. They will change their targets and their sights onto Raja Sate, but nope, instead Duckling is going to try to farm as he notices he doesn't really have much mana to continue on.
Void infusion.
Sweet Salty initiating Astral Step, but the Astral Remnant not going to connect onto their ninja. Bottom lane, however, they managed to connect the stun, and instead they will use the Sunstrike combo onto Squall. GR is not needed because Owing is just going to be the one grabbing the kill, and they will try to go on to Duckling. But at the same time, 3 heroes have already rotated at bottom, and they will turn their phases onto Duckling. Just 1 hit, 2 hit. He uses the Magic Stick, and he will try to get out there. A nice usage of the Echo Stomp, able to bring enough distance, and the Morphling is trying to closing the distance with the waveform, but is not able to finish off, as Duckling safely makes out there alive instead of falling victim to the second. A good attempt rotation by Cat and Dog, but they're just not enough to do enough damage to Duckling. That will be leaving Toyo Doya all the way at top lane all by his lonesome, but that should be enough to keep himself alive, as he is pretty much 2 levels into Kraken Shell. Very, very tanky. Wing already morphing into strength form. And every time that they see Raja Sate, they're just gonna try to go on him, but he will try not to go too far deep into the tower, as he's afraid that there is shackles available. And possibly, oh, they're gonna go on the Wing again. Now he doesn't have much damage at all because he has converted everything into his strength. I mean, from strength. Duckling is playing a very, very good job. He's doing a very good job trying to limit the efforts of Wing on the Morphling, as he will have to play incredibly safely. And given that he doesn't have really much mana to work with, Even the Raja Sate has to dish out
Dire's
a
middle
little
tower
clarity
is
for him
under
to just
attack.
get back some mana. We see MiDorFeed doing pretty well in controlling the net worth in this early stages of the game, as 3 of their cores are nicely sitting at the top right there. Cat and Dog has 2 points into Ignite. He will dish out 1 stun. No follow-up after that. And top lane, they will initiate with an Ice Nova. And Toyodoya basically dancing around. He wants to find the Omni Slash, but nope, it's not enough. But instead, it will be enough to connect onto the Lion, as he will fall down to the solo Sunstrike.
Radiant's
And bottom lane, however, they just keep finding the target onto Raja Sate, this Duckling, going ham on him and dropping that hammer. Nicely done, and a finger to boot right away. Even the split earth is not required at all. Is that what it's called? The earth splitter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice finger of death kill, able to immediately take advantage of that level 6. And Lion was not, Morphling was not able to anticipate such damage coming out from that combination, especially with the natural order, even reducing the base resistance reduction. And that basically means that the magic is almost amplified for Lion to deal so much damage. Frostbite initiated with the Blade Fury Spin. Even the ultimate from Crystal Maiden is able to deal a lot of damage to just Cat and Dog, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Toyodoya will make it out there alive. And bottom lane, however, they're pinging onto Duckling. They really want him. MiDorFeed is looking pretty good in this early stage of the game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're really enjoying the comfort of their heroes. And they will get their first tower at the top lane.
has fallen.
MiDorFeed. Oh, as I say that, the Lion, however, just got caught out of position and will pay with his life. Bottom lane. What is Juggernaut doing here? He says, I want this lane, I want to push. We already see the Serpent Marks already being dropped. They should just go there and farm it, but they decide the lane creeps are a lot better. And Duckling is like, okay, guess I'll go to the jungle and be hammered by all these serpents. Bottom lane, we see a rotation. It's now 3 on 3. But Duckling doesn't seem like he's in a position to fight any fight,
This'll come in handy.
as he is ticking down to the... Oh, but as I say that, Sweet Salty has already initiated with the Astral Step, and they will get the... but it's not enough! They almost got into Toyodoya, and he is being controlled, but it's not enough. The Omni Slash already flying up, but they cannot find the kill onto Sweet and Salty.
Dire's top
They will get the Tidehunter in the end, and even the finger, look at that range, that is incredibly super long range, man, from this Lion. What does he even eat? Is he on steroids? My goodness.
终于等到你。
This Duckling, watching from the back, he says, if you even dare to get out of this tower, I'm like here waiting for you.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Awang taking some damage from the Crystal Maiden,
Wow.
but Awang is not gonna leave without taking down this tower.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Realicious, if she's not careful, she's gonna be turned on because
Radiant's
Wing can
middle
actually just
tower
morph
is under attack.
a lot of their strength back and take out the Crystal Maiden. Dagger already being picked up by Squall on the Lion. Now let's see what the other heroes have picked up. Invoker has got the Midas. Raja Sate is living in Dirt Poor City. And Morphling, slowly but surely, he's going for the Manta, almost picking it up. Bottom lane, they're just gonna press onto this tower, and Cat and Dog, he's basically hiding for his dear life. Hopefully nobody finds him. And if Squall decides to go into the jungle, he... Oh, okay. Cat Dog just might be able to get out there alive. He's trying to be one with the trees. He really wishes he has a ghillie suit right now.
终于等到你。
And how long will he wait there?
Dire are scanning.
He even scans. Okay. Dire scanning, not gonna find anyone. Witch Blade already picked up by the Void Spirit on Sweet and Salty. Morph has now retreated to the jungle, and that is probably a good idea. He will be able to secure quite a lot of farm.
Bounty.
Mid lane, the blink in, losing a lot of HP though. He's losing a lot of HP, and he will fall to the likes of the tower, and Invoker is able to nab a kill easily onto the Squall. Taking out damage from the from the Ember Spirits, in fact, and that was probably why he ended up losing his life just so fast.
Middle is missing.
Invoker with the raindrops, and that's quite a decent amount of HP to be able to. They're just gonna try to go on the Void Spirit. Nice! Nice stun by Squall, able to connect onto two, but the massive ramp, what do you call this? The Ravage by Tidehunter, able to connect onto two heroes, but it's not enough to take the damage as Duckling just teleports in and starts whacking everyone. But at the same time, Squall has just advanced way too far ahead, and they don't have enough damage to finish off Toyodoya because of the Kraken Shell, but the magic damage coming in from Sweet and Salty, able to finish him off right away.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We see the healing word. It's just only level 1, I believe. That's the reason why it's healing so slowly. But every HP counts,
Radiant's middle tower is under
and they will get the tier 2 tower uncontested. There's no ultimate for the Watermelon Boy,
has fallen.
and there's also no ultimate for Raja Sate. Oh, but they will find the Invoker. They notice that they're being slowed, but they just don't have detection at all. Lion has Sentry, but he just chooses not to drop it down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He said no, we need the Sentry for vision securing. A lot of offensive wards from MiDorFeed, as you notice they dropped quite a number in the bottom side of the Radiant jungle already. So that means Morphling can just safely farm at the top side,
Illusion.
and that is most likely just enough.
Money changes.
It's not much, but at least there is a 5k gold lead for MiDorFeed, and hopefully they will be able to stay securing that lead for as long as they can. Ravage coming on soon. Even the red pack is already being completed by Toyodoya. The next fight will be a very crucial moment for Team Kacang Gaming.
This'll come in handy.
Dreamers straight away gonna aim for the Mjolnir. As he is already queuing up the item, he will have a Void Hyperstone very quickly. Violicious, it's been a while since we last saw her join the team fight, and she will decide to join the team right away as bottom lane. They found Toyodoya, Watermelon, controlling him. He has the Ravage and he will choose to use it right away onto 2 heroes. The red pack already hitting up, but is it enough damage? The Kraken Shell gonna save him, but it's not for long. Even the mid hero Invoker is already fallen. Raja Sate also loses the fight, and Awing, if he's not too careful. They're fighting on the tower. And they're gonna leave the healing ward behind. Oh, that actually belongs to the Morphling. No wonder he's healing up for so much. And he's able to survive all those heroes. Duckling, finding Awing. Echo Stomp not gonna connect onto anyone. But that was a beautiful team fight coming from the side of MiDorFeed. Able to find the Tide Hunter, and he desperately uses the Ravage in an attempt to use it before he died. And still he ended up dying, but as a result the team is able to converge on the rest of Kacang Gaming and take everyone out in very clinical fashion. And the Invoker is basically not able to get off any skills at all during that team fight. As we saw how much HP he was lost just because of the Omni Slash.
I restore my connection to the void.
Oh, they actually dropped a sentry, but they're just not on the right ground to spot it out. Oh yes, they will. So definitely Kacang Gaming has seen MiDorFeed walking into the Roche Pit, and yes, they will use the illusion just to scout it out further. And knowing that Sweet Salty will just gonna invade the jungle, and they will catch on to our wing, but that doesn't matter because their main focus is the Roche Pit. But MiDorFeed doesn't feel comfortable knowing that Kacang Gaming is poised and ready to strike. And yes, they are. They've already gathered all their team members. Ravage already coming out in about 10 seconds, and they will have a full force fighting power to be able to try and take this Roche. So Awing believes that they have vision, but in fact they have no vision at all. MiDorFeed is walking into this blind. But they're playing very nicely. Seemingly like they have vision of this area. Awing thinking about blinking in, knowing that the lion is probably out of position here. But a lot of time is wasted trying to take out the Roche. In fact, when it's not that easy, especially when you have 5 other heroes being ready to run in with the Ravage.
It fills me with nothingness.
And both teams decide to defuse the situation and go back to their natural farming order. Duckling already with the red pack. Next thing he's gonna aim for is the BKB. Toyodoya, next item pickup. He will try to rush the Ring Dagger, and here Dreamers, is he able to spot up the Watermelon?
Money changes hands.
Nope, they're not gonna find anything. They have wards here, they know that Kacang Gaming is here farming. Kacang Gaming tried to scan the Roche Pit, will not find anything over there. as they try to figure out where is the rest of MiDorFeed's team. We see a lot of lines being drawn across the map. It seems that they are trying to focus their forces to stay away from the bottom region of the jungle. Speaking on the side of Kacang Gaming. A little bit of disarray coming from both sides, as they don't really have a clear objective of what to do yet, and they're just gonna continue farming and get their next big item. Seems that Jugger is just gonna farm for the Sanjay and Yasha. And bottom lane, Sweet and Salty. Already with the Aghanim pickup, this is a huge power spike for him to try and force the issue, but instead they're just gonna let the Morphling grow bigger and bigger.
Dire's top tower is under
As
attack.
he will aim for the Lincoln Spear as the counter pick, or the counter to at least surviving the Lion's combo. Or even the Omni Slash coming from Juggernaut. Well, at least MiDorFeed is doing a good job trying to keep some of the heroes within their confinements of their home. But here we see a scuffle as Lion is a little bit too deep inside, but we see a Ravage being committed by Toyota, and they will be successful in taking out the Assault team from MiDorFeed. In fact, it's a very, very small Assault team, and because of this mistake, probably the streak has actually gone all the way to the Morphling, and this will allow the Kacang Gaming to go into the Roche Pit and try to take out the Roshan as quickly as possible. Echo Stomp being used to delay the fight. In fact, Earth Splitter even using. They will connect onto Toyodoya and Awing, but is it enough damage? In fact, Morphling has enough damage to just take out the Duckling as he's being controlled by Raja Sate. That is very much payback to how much he's being bullied in the lane. And we see little mistakes like this being committed one by one from the side of MiDorFeed. Is really much giving their lead that they had over to Kacang Gaming. And Kacang Gaming notices that they probably couldn't finish Roshan in time, so they decide to back off as the rest of the MiDorFeed team is slowly converging on their side. Lion being the scout, and they will try their hand again on the Roche. This is a very drawn out fight for Roche. It's like, you want it? No, I want it. No, you can have it. And instead, Toyota is gonna jump in without the Ravage. Meatball coming in, a very beautiful connection. Violicious letting it go, and both sides having the healing ward destroyed, but they're not able to pick off Awing. Instead, and trading for the life will be the Juggernaut already falling to this team. Is it enough to find? Yes, it is. He will get the right bubble, and he will end up killing Cat and Dog as both teams back away to safety. This Awing though is really, really hard to take him down, and he is able to snatch the Aegis away from the grasp of MiDorFeed. Having to deal with another life of Morphling, that is just a nightmare.
Dire structures are fortified.
Oh! Nice kill by Sweet and Salty. They managed to take down the first life of Wing. Second life, nope. He is able to zip away to safety, even the Earth Splitter being committed. Good chance to take the damage and take away the Aegis from the hands of Wing. But still, the gold advantage is in the midst of MiDorFeed. But it doesn't really feel like they have the advantage at all. In fact, it's evenly matched. As we see, the powers of Morphling is coming online. With the more items he has, the better his abilities will become.
Dire's top tower
We see
is
smoke
under
onto
attack.
3 heroes from MiDorFeed. They're gonna make their way towards mid. With the BKB, a fresh BKB picking up on Duckling.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Duckling being spotted out by Ninja, and he will safely make it away with the Ghost Walk. But on the backside though, they found Lion, but instead they will get the cat and dog because he has initiated upon a whole team of 4 heroes from MiDorFeed. Not the pick-off that they wanted, but at the same time, our Wing is just applying so much pressure on the top lane, and at least
Dire's
MiDorFeed has to respond to this. They had to be careful though, showing themselves at mid, because now that Juggernaut has shown himself top, that would mean that this Vialicious is very much vulnerable, and she almost gets caught by the tornado, not long enough the range, as there's only 3 points in wax. Vialicious even able to pick up the Aeon Disc, and that will allow her to survive a lot better. The Ravage committed onto 2 Toyodas in a little bit of a precarious situation. Wing able to find the damage onto Vialicious. The meatball flying in, not doing much. Vialicious still dancing around, able to kill onto Rajasati. This Duckling is doing quite a decent amount of damage with the BKB on. Let's see. His Void Spirit is being controlled. Is she doing enough damage? Not enough. He will try to back out, in fact being controlled by the Cold Snap. And he will sidestep that away. Hexed. Controlled by Wing. Right clicks into him. The Sunstrike not gonna connect, but it will be enough stuns. Yes, it is a good amount of control by the Morphling as he copies the abilities from Lion.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
And as a result, we see Dreamers. Instead of joining the team fight, he will take down the tier 2 tower at the top lane.
Quick time.
Toyodora spotting Dreamers. The moment he sees him, he's just gonna blink the heck out of there and not even bothering to grab the bounty rune. Just now in the team fight, we saw Vialicious beautifully using the ultimate and trying to keep a zone that belongs to MiDorFeed. And well done, able to secure the kill onto Rajasati. But they just don't have enough damage to deal with the Morphling, or even with the rest of the team, such as Toyodora or the Invoker. Whoa! Algadin picked up on Squall. That is insane. We're seeing a semi-carry Lion right now. As we see MiDorFeed approaching with the smoke up. Vialicious slowly trailing behind. And they spot that there's one hero at mid. They're gonna try to sweep the bottom jungle, not able to find anything. But we might see a spike breakout if their ninja walks into it. The smoke has been broken. They probably know that something is up. They try to jump up and they found cat and dog. They're gonna try to dish everything onto him and they will take him out. But is it the right target that they want? Because Toyodaya here has a Ravage. Will he commit? Instead he won't. He will end up losing his life, and they will continue to chase onto the Invoker, but not gonna rush into that tier 2 tower.
Dire's
There's
structures
no
are
buyback on the Watermelon Boy, and instead they will
Radiant's
try
middle
to
tower
force
is under attack.
the tier 3 tower.
Radiant's
At the same
structures
time,
are fortified.
Our Wang is also doing the same thing. He will try to find a kill onto Duckling, and Duckling almost got killed in that process. A very nice Echo Stomp there to try to slow down our Wang's advancements, and in the mid lane, however, they cannot force the break onto mid. At the same time, our Wang will have to back off because he sees the Juggernaut teleporting top as well. Both teams will trade, but instead they will get the catch onto Lion, and he might just be in trouble because of this. He is being stopped by the creeps. The Blink Dagger allows him to create some separation, but instead Invoker is just too fast, and the Blink even committed by this Toyodoya, but they are lined up nicely to have a double stun by Lion. The Sunstrike almost connecting onto him, even the Earth Splitter being thrown out just to buy some space, but it's not necessary at all. And yeah, Squall getting away scot-free, and just by a hairline. Now that the gold lead has been reduced to 5k, at bottom lane though they're gonna try to go on and sweet and salty, but yeah, wow, that is a lot of damage. And they will take him out without much resistance coming from MiDorFeed. The Lincoln's gonna be broke by Violicious. She is gonna immediately use the freezing field, and it will be stopped by Toyodoya's Ravage. Duckling popping the BKB. He's gonna try to take out the Wraith Pack's minion, and as a result, they will finish off Toyodoya. Even the finger being committed, nicely connecting on the two, and they will take out even a wing as a collateral. Last man standing from this side will be Raja Sate. They're gonna try to mow him down, and they will be successful in that sense. What a great team fight going in the way of MiDorFeed, as they will only lose one core. But with the counter initiating, they are able to find kills. 4 kills onto the side of Kacang Gaming. This finger ulti though is paying dividends. He aimed the Ogre Magi, Cat and Dog, and Cat and Dog is just literally standing beside our wing, and that basically allows a lot of damage. In fact, it's like 825 times 2, hitting onto 2 heroes. That's quite a huge payoff. And that makes short work of the Morphling after that, after taking so much damage. The control, the stun, the Hex was the one that popped the Lincolns, and then the following stuns was able to just bring the Morphling down. They're gonna jump right in, able to find the Invoker. She's being taunted, but they're not gonna commit anything onto him at all. In fact, they're just gonna try to take on the Fresh Tower, and the Meatball will be able to stop the advances of the creeps. But the Healing Ward is still doing a lot of damage. In fact, Morphling will be coming out very soon, and if they're not too careful, the jumping in, are they gonna commit? Yes they are. Are they gonna throw the finger? Yes they are. And they will successfully get the kill onto the Invoker, but as a result they will lose the hands of the Lion, and also even the Ogre Magi has fallen. Toyodoya, Watermelon Boy has also fallen. But they will lose the life of the Invoker as he comes back down, and he will end up dying. Violicious will probably be the next one to face the line of death. And then Sweet and Salty, he is using the... no, he used the Cyclone just to save himself, and nicely done. He will get out there safely. A lot of space and creation from that, and yep, they're all chasing him. Duckling is able to just walk away. That was a questionable dive, but they did manage to get 3 out of 3 kills, so it was a 3 for 3, even forcing the buyback. Oh, but they managed to catch him. Sweet Salty still running, get caught by the tornado, but a nice save with the Echo Storm from Duckling, a very nice cover to cover, and yep, that will stop the advances of Kacang Gaming, as MiDorFeed is having Lion coming back into the fight. He is now sitting at 2.3k HP because of 7 Finger of Death kills, man. And wow, they're making their way towards the pit because that's where they'll take the next fight with a nice stun, but it's only able to catch onto one. They will finish off the Ogre. trading lives. Basui and Soti also almost paying for his life. He is this double damage morphing, dealing a lot of damage. The double stun was stopped due to the Lincolns. Otherwise, that would have been amazing. But he did manage to use the Finger of Death, dealing some damage to this morphling. Still though, you have to deal with 2 lives from the morphling, and the Earth Splitter is there with the silence. The Ravage able to connect only onto 1 hero, and they're gonna try to chase down this Aweng. They let out both the healing wards, but only 1 healing ward was removed. They didn't manage to remove the other healing ward, but yes it is. And as a result, Dreamers is taking a lot of damage. He has no help from his teammates at all. BKB being used by the Morphling. He doesn't care whether he's a second life, he's gonna use it right now. And Sweet Salty getting caught. Double Tornado. He has no options to run away, and he will pay with his life. That is a buyback. And Aweng pushing the limits. He is under the guise of the tower, being held down by the Ice Nova. But there is no follow-up after that. In fact, they're gonna try to go on the backlines, but wow, where are you, man? He is in the middle of nowhere, and instead he will pay with his life. The Crystal Maiden letting it fly. She's gonna walk in, try to slow down the advances. Wow, that is a nice route. And in fact, I think they might be able to get the Morphling, but he will be able to waveform away. Even the teleportation. Can they hold him in place? Yes, they can. They even root him down. And they will take out his second life. Is there any more buyback from Lion? In fact, he thinks he should, but this Morphling, he is able to waveform away. He cannot teleport, so he will have to deal with these 3 heroes. In fact, he's morphed all his strength into it. He will go up. Can he try to teleport back out of there again? He will be used. They will control him again and again. He will waveform out of there. Whoa, nice stun! And that will force 2 other heroes into the cliff's top, man. My goodness. Aweng able to walk out of there after being hammered by 3 heroes and even being tipped by the opposing team. That was incredibly done. Putting both the Crystal Maiden and also the Elder Titan onto the cliff. That is spot on snooker pool. And I thought that would have been the end of Aweng, but wow, that's pretty much his 3rd life. Juggernaut going for the butterfly. I think he needs a lot more HP, but at the same time he really doesn't want to deal with the right click coming from Morphling, so hoping that Morphling doesn't pick up an NKB, which most likely Morphling won't. The butterfly is probably one of the better choices as an item to deal with the Morphling. Elder Titan going for the Aghanim's. This I love to see, especially with the Astral Spirits, and then the buff giving him the temporary magic immunity, and just going to be able to go ham, allowing him to take the place of the Astral Spirit. In fact, at bottom lane, however, they found the Morphling found the Lion, and easily makes short work of him. They're gonna try to go on to the Crystal Maiden, as she is a slow prancing hero. She's really getting nowhere in this position, and she tries as much to use the Glimmer Cape, even appearing temporarily, but that will get her just a few walks away, and they will end up losing both their supports. MiDorFeed, they are spreading themselves thin across the map, and this is allowing Kacang Gaming to just come down the mid lane, and they're gonna try to mow down the tower as fast as they can, especially Morphling. And the Alacrity buff even onto him, that is a lot of damage, that is a lot of attack speed. And here comes the cavalry. Is there any response from MiDorFeed? In fact, the Ravage already being committed. Juggernaut jumping onto Toyodoya. The blade finishes, but here comes the Braid boss that they have to deal with. Aweng, oh my goodness. Darkling has already fallen. The healing ward is not even able to provide enough damage, and they will take out the healing ward from this Aweng. He will be able to move out, and Raja Sate controlling Juggernaut. Juggernaut has even been disarmed. He's not able to do anything, but he will use the Blade Fury and finish off the Raja Sate. Nice comeback from the Lion. He's able to use the finger, and they will come out victorious of that team fight as they use the finger, able to find the certain amount of burst damage onto the Morphling, and as a result, they will also finish the deal onto the Invoker. Tips coming out from onto the Lion. In fact, there was an amazing play by Lion, just coming out there and showing. Nobody anticipated him even coming to use the finger of the finger of death right away. Crazy amount of damage. Morphling was not able to anticipate how much strength he should put into his HP. And here we see a buyback from the Watermelon, but I don't think they're able to do it. In fact, that's a great jump in. They will try to... Oh, there wasn't enough damage. In fact, the Lion finger of death doesn't do much. They should really continue pushing, at least press the melee barracks if they can, because they really don't want to deal with this Morphling unless he decides to buy back. But while he's dead, they really need to press this barracks, and yes, they will get it successfully. Even the Crystal Maiden using the ultimate just to zone him out. Lion, that's enough of aiming the Toyodoya, because he does have the Pipe of Insight plus the Kraken Shell. That is a lot of magic immunity. But what is Sweet Salty doing all the way here? Is he able to get out there alive? Because that is just too ballsy, man. And yes, luckily he will be able to get out there. Good thing there is no burst damage, there is no control. As yeah, we saw Raja Sate almost being able to fully control him. But now that the Void Spirit has picked up the Wind Waker, he is extremely elusive right away. Still a bit off for the Roche. That's too bad because the DD is already being picked up by the Juggernaut. And he does have a Butterfly. Next he will have another Eagle Song. Oh, they almost got the hold onto the Juggernaut as Kacang Gaming try to advance with the smoke. Very close call. Very nice response from Dreamers to just use the Blade Fury to buy him some magic immunity. Now we see Salty finding the Raja Sate, but he also spots out the Invoker and will not press further. So ladies and gentlemen, we see a Swift Blink and we are basically approaching the late game. It is almost going super late game as we are now at the 46-minute mark. Tier 4 items, neutral items are coming out very soon. And yeah, basically it's a good idea to occupy the jungle as much and prevent the enemy team from taking up the jungle as well. There is a slight advantage going into the way of MiDorFeed as they've already slain the first lane of Rex and sitting comfortably on 17k gold advantage. It really comes down to the amount of discipline that this team has in order to close the game onto Kacang Gaming. Lion, man, he has 10 finger kills and look at his HP. He's like probably beefier than the beefiest person, which is Tide Hunter here. And whoa, he's even beefier than the Ogre, he's beefier than the Raja, this Raja Sate Shadow Shaman. Who else is he beefier than? The Aweng, he's beefier than the Invoker. That is Lion, ladies and gentlemen, my goodness. With 10 finger kills, he is like the semi-support carry, whatever you want to call him. He is the surprise MF kind of guy. Duckling and Aweng. With the Aghanim picked up, Duckling is probably one of an interesting hero to see as well. The Void Spirit with the Aghanim picked up is always nice, especially with the Astro Step that will just allow him to step in and just silence quite a huge number of heroes instantly. They're putting pressure on the bottom. Meatballs flying out is gonna stop the creep wave a bit. And here, MiDorFeed, they can pretty much rinse and repeat, as Kacang Gaming has sneaked a Roche kill and a nice stop.
Radiant's bottom tower
Astro stomp onto Wayne. They will get him down to half-life. They already used the... Oh, they already broke the Lincolns, and they will use the finger to try to reduce his HP, but it's not enough to deal enough damage to him. And he will morph to the maximum amount of speed, maximum amount of strength, and in fact that will grant him to almost 6000 HP, but at the same time almost 0 damage. No, not 0 damage, but because of the items that he has. Can they control him? Not enough. But instead, at the bottom lane, they are able to find the kill onto Toyodoya, and they're trying to hold the the Juggernaut in place, but instead, Raja Sate will pay with his life as Sweet and Salty are covering each other. Sweet, Salty, and also Dreamers. Nicely done. They have taken out the core Tidehunter and also the support Raja Sate. And now, MiDorFeed has managed to secure 2 lanes. Thanks to the side of Duckling, Duckling is able to stop the Morphling from going back to the Kacang Gaming's base defense. And here they will try to push and take advantage of the death timer from both the supports. Squall managed to find the kill already onto Cat and Dog. They're gonna try to go on Awing, but Awing dealing a lot of damage. Just right clicking his way onto Dreamers. Dreamers cannot handle any of that at all. And oh, Violicious! So close, but because of her Aeon Disc, it triggers, that's why it deals no damage to Awing. Otherwise it would have been able to clinch the kill onto him and end his second life, but no, he now still remains and maintains the second life, and the Tornado is able to catch onto Violicious. She is in a lot of trouble and she will end up kissing the floor instead. MiDorFeed is basically pushing their luck against this, and it basically means that they are running out of luck. And here we see Kacang Gaming gonna mount the offense as they rush down mid and try to take advantage of the death timers that the heroes have. Very soon, their supports and their remaining death heroes, they're gonna join them in the fight for the last push. Possibly the last push now that Morphling has a second life and also a cheese sitting on the side of the Ogre Magi, which he can gladly pass over to Awing sooner or later.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Glyph of Fortification being used. There's no buybacks yet. Ooh, that is a lot of damage coming from the Astro Step, and it forces the Invoker to already commit the BKB. Is it enough? We need to see buybacks, guys. We really don't want to use the... I mean, do you really just want to lose a lane of Rex just because of that? Okay, I guess they will. They will allow it. Yep. We see a Scuffle handling, both sides being split. The Morphling almost end up dying. Duckling trying to use his HP. Not enough. Inside he will be brought down. And whoa. Awing is really trying to go for it because the rest of the teammates are coming in. In fact, teleports are coming in. The first person to come in is Lion. Lion is in not a very good idea to go so close. He will be forced away, and now Awing is being dropped by the hammer. And next, he will be brought back alive. Wow, that is a nice amount of control coming from the Violicious Crystal Maiden. And that will allow Dreamers to deal a lot of damage onto Awing. Nice dance by Violicious, and that forced Awing to just stop and stare and basically not able to do anything at all.
Invisibility.
Crazy teamfight, and immediate buyback by Awing. He recognizes that there's really not much left as he has to defend the last remaining racks. Dreamers. Already 6 slotted.
We rely not upon fortune.
Spell Prism on Sweet and Salty. Sweet Salty, that's the reason why he's dealing so much damage together with the Witchblade and also Yasha and Kaya. That is a huge amount of burst damage. At top lane, however, we see Awing finding. There is backup coming from Sweet Sour. Can they find the Morphling? He will teleport away to safety and even using the healing ward. But that doesn't matter because eyes on the objective. MiDorFeed is rushing all the way down to top lane. And they will try to rush the barracks. If he's not careful, he might get jumped on. Oh. They can rinse and repeat. That's all they can do. Safely. That amount of range though, that is crazy. So here Juggernaut can do it again. Basically just blink in and yep, deal some damage onto the racks as soon as the creeps manage to push in, however. And the creeps are pushed in. But Aweng has also copied the Juggernaut's moves. EMP blast being used just to zone out the advancements of MiDorFeed. And mid also is being pushed in. As here, MiDorFeed laying siege. Tornado being flung out, catching onto one duckling. No initiations after that. The healing ward also being used. And they will try to go into Squall. The Ravage connecting on the 2. The Sunstrike also connects on the 2. And they will try to finish up Toyodoya, but at the same time, they will lose the Juggernaut's life first. And Aweng dealing so much damage onto the backlines. They will successfully defend. Kacang Gaming. Aweng is just coming online. That is crazy. With the Dailers already picked up, he makes short work of the heroes at the back. They just fall down like flies. Cutting candles. Buyback already coming out from the Jugger, and he goes right away back to farming. And they kind of recognize that, you know, either they push or either they defend. And here, Sweet Soti doing his best, try to put pressure here, and that forces the Invoker to already use the Cyclone. And now Sweet Soti teleports back to mid. He will try to help his friend. And they'll immediately try to go into the backlines. But instead, Omni Slash being flung out. And both of them are actually flying because of the Lotus Orb. Buybacks, multiple buybacks, and oh, the finger! The ultimate! But it's not enough to get the kill. Oh yes it is. Buybacks, multiple buybacks from the MiDorFeed. They're gonna TP mid. And here, Kacang Gaming is gonna just TP away because they've already gotten the objectives. And they will safely make it out. Invoker's the only one that's walking back, but yep, they don't have vision of him. Multiple buybacks, but they're not able to get anything out of those buybacks, and this puts MiDorFeed in a very, very precarious situation right now because now they don't have any buybacks available for the next team fight. And one team fight that goes south after that, that's pretty much GG for them. I mean, look, there's 0 buybacks left for the MiDorFeed, and this is a one-shot kind of thing. They're gonna try to force top as they notice there are 2 heroes dead. And they need Jugger for this. But is it worth it though to go all in for the Megas but with no buyback? That means you're basically down for at least 2 minutes. And lucky for them, they will be able to spot out the Rosh, and they should be able to make short work of this. Radiant scan, they managed to find the likes of MiDorFeed. They are well aware that they're gonna take out Rosh, but they're not able to make here in time, and the refresher shard is also available. Who are they gonna give it to? Are they gonna give it to Juggernaut? I hope so. That way he's able to fly twice, or maybe give it to Lion. That way he's able to finger twice. We saw just now in the earlier fights that a well-placed Lotus Orb onto the Morphling means that, you know, both of them will basically just start flying at each other and do no damage during that particular period. Well-placed Lotus Orb. The Satanic also picked up on the Morphling. This is a very, very hard to kill Morphling already. And he's gonna jump in, try to take out the Rax. At the same time, he will safely get away. So that's all pretty much Juggernaut needs to do. Every time that he has the Blade of Alacrity, and he also has the Blade Fury ready, Just go in, attack again. Every time that the creeps are pushed in, just go in, attack again. And yeah, how do you defend against that, you know? As Kacang Gaming, you just need to stand by all your team to cut off the retreating Juggernaut. So if I was MiDorFeed, I would just position all of my friends at the backline. And yeah, rinse and repeat. That's pretty much what you're gonna do. Although, as I said, that is a lot of damage, and here we see our Wing dealing the second life of Juggernaut. Okay, that is a lot of damage. I might have spoken too soon. And but that's the thing, you know, like none of MiDorFeed is able to respond in that situation. None of them were there to position themselves to help the Juggernaut in case he's being jumped on. But then again, where's your Lotus Orb? Where's your Force Staff? Where's your Glimmer Cape? The supports are really just using them for themselves and not really supporting your main tower pusher.
Gold for my forge.
Okay, it's a 1 hour game already. Where's your jungle, guys? Come on, get your tier 4, tier 5 neutral creep items. You really gotta sweep the jungle for that. It's a difference maker. Especially since you have control of the jungle, it's a really good idea to just force them to stay in their base, and you guys take advantage of the neutral creeps.
This'll come in handy.
There it is, Fallen Sky already being picked up. Giant's Ring, ooh, that's huge. This is perfect for the Elder Titan.
Radiant are scanning.
Smoke being used. Salty will be the first target, but luckily it's him because he's the elusive kind of person and no other hero will get picked up as a result. Velicious recognizing this, she quickly makes a beeline back to the base, and now the most of MiDorFeed are retreating, and this allows Kacang Gaming to open up a path. Invoker being spot out. They're just gonna leave the mirror suit there instead. Sweet Salty is gonna double back. He's gonna try to pick it up. No, he's not. He's gonna just leave it there. That's such a waste though. Look at that hammer go on the mid tower. Wow, that is decimating the mid. And in fact, they'll get a kill onto the back lines. MiDorFeed Duckling has already penetrated the back, and whoa, they will do so much damage to the mid throne. Glyph of Fortification being used. Can they stop this Morphling from doing any kind of damage? They managed to take out all the other heroes, and now they're going to converge onto this Morphling. They're going to try and control him. Can they do it? With the stuns, no, he's going to zip back to the other side. Instead, he's going to focus down the throne again and again, but they will be able to take him down. What a magnificent fight going back to the lane of MiDorFeed. They will go back down to the mid, and instead we see buybacks, multiple buybacks coming out from Kacang Gaming. All 5 of them going to go back to defend their lanes. Instead, Mega Creeps has already been committed, as we see all the fights being taken place on the other side of the map, and they say, you know what, this is it. We need to go down mid. We need to take everything that we can, because that throne is now exposed, and they don't have any more Glyph of Fortification. The amount of damage that's coming out from Kacang Gaming is enough to take the throne. So MiDorFeed, they're now sitting on 35k gold after that winning that war, a 5-0 trade. And Aweng, if he's not too careful, Duckling, whoa, he's huge, man. Just teleporting to the back, and Toya, nice Ravage connecting the two. They will try to find and kill off the supports, but here comes the rest of the team. Instead, they're going to try to finish off Toya, yes they will. There's no more buyback. Can they try to go on the Morphling? No Morphling, where are you leaving him? Just finish off the carry. No, instead he will be able to walk away, but not for long because he's being slowed down. Dimanta tried to dodge. Can he get out? No, he's being held down by the Abyssal, and that will do it. That will hold down Aweng. In fact, that is the last man standing, and that will be the end of the game. No more buybacks. They are free to do whatever they want for the rest of the 2 minutes. This is MiDorFeed's gaming. Well. Close game. MiDorFeed able to come out on top with excellent team fights abilities. It was a very close game, as we see Kacang Gaming really trying to go for the throne at the very last moment, and luckily for MiDorFeed, they have enough control to control that morphling. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in this best of 2 series, Kacang Gaming has 1 point and MiDorFeed has 1 point. They managed to take game 2. And this is it. That's all for the games that we have tonight. My name has been Hachimaro. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you all again for the next games. Hopefully tiebreakers.